Welcome back, everybody. Been a little bit since we've recorded a proper training video, any video really. We were after Rogue, we went over to the Olympia. Ash and I went to Universal, which was awesome. Then saw the Olympia. I think strongman could take a lot from how the Olympia is done. I was really quite impressed. Those who follow me closely know that bodybuilding is not a passion of mine, but I enjoyed myself way more than I thought. The night show was really, really good, really entertaining. And the expo itself was a lot of fun. Good time with the Rain crew. So yeah, if you haven't checked out socials already, go over. Some fun videos coming out on Instagram, so head your way over there and take a peek. But we're back in action, back in Barrie, and we're going to be here for another week and a half until we head over to New York for Strong New York, November 18th. So New York City, so that'll be really fun. But in the meantime, Ash and I are taking some time off. We're just going to record some training footage because vacation for me is training anyway. So really not on program at the moment. We're going upper, lower, rotating back and forth. So we're going to do a lower body workout today. There's nothing on the program. We're just into bodybuilding style training, which for me means higher rep ranges going anywhere from 8 to 15 and failure on multiple sets. Not on compound lifts, but on isolation lifts going to failure. Very important for driving muscle growth. So it's not time to back off. It's time to push ahead. It's time to keep working hard. And I have got a pretty strong fire lit under my ass for next year to continue the role that we're on this year. It's one of the best strongman years of all time. Definitely not comparing myself in terms of the strength levels of some of the guys, but in terms of accolades and competition success and being able to execute in competition, I think it's right up there with a lot of other really successful years, which you guys know. And if you don't worry about it. Just know that I'm very proud. But we continue to work hard. I've noticed my right leg between my right ankle getting blocked and some right hip bursitis. It's been losing strength over the last few months. So off-season, time to correct that now and go unilateral work as well. So we'll do some dreaded Bulgarian split squats. But stick around and find out at the end of the video my big plan for going into next year's Worlds. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Merch link, as always, is in the bio. We've got the shorts. I got the shirt on underneath, but let's see how training goes. So my setup over the off season, I'm going to work on getting my hips down more. Over the season this year, hips are rising up and up and up. Relying more and more on posterior chain to do the work, which has probably resulted in my hamstring and my back injury, both coming from hinged positions. So see the hips down, going to get a little bit more quad work, and then when the bar gets to your knee, with your torso being more vertical, lockout is super, super easy. So even though deadlifts become a major strength of mine, gonna continue to plug away and improve and improve and improve, and repeat that with a whole bunch of other things. Yeah, we're just gonna have to tell someone to shut up who's screaming at a commercial gym for some reason.
You were deadlifting with Thor at the Olympia.
Yeah.
And you said that he looks like he's gonna be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back, no problems. Yeah, like he's good at the moment. He's really not bad. I think deadlift has turned into such a strength for him. I think if he were to enter a comp and say like a deadlift for reps, he'd be in the top half of the field already, I think.
Yeah.
So never mind what he could do in a few months' time. Yeah, he'll be good. He'll be good. I'm excited. High volume of stones, improving body composition, a little bit more muscle mass from elbow to neck not included, and grip strength, like regular grip work. Not that it's bad, but I think you improve your hands and a lot of good things come from that. I think those three things would be great. I mean, I have the ability to be one of the best stone lifters in the world, but I don't have the consistency. So consistency is what I would want to get. And to be honest, it's just so correlative. Am I doing stones? If I do stones, I get better at them. Yeah. Super, super simple. There's nothing to it. I did lots of stones into Worlds. I was great. I did no stones into Royal Albert Hall. I was terrible. I did stones into Shaw. I was great. I did no stones into World Tour Finals. And I was terrible. So just have to smooth that out. And they were all for good reason. I couldn't do stones into World Tour Finals because of my injury. I didn't do stones into London, into the Classic because I didn't have stones available to me while we were doing our CrossFit tour. So it's never an omission or anything like that. It's just, it hasn't worked out for me to be able to be consistent. But I think if I train them regularly, even if I were to take a break, the muscle memory would be better and the undulations would be smaller. So that's what we'll work on. So deficit deadlifts, they actually don't help what you think. They're not as good off the ground because oftentimes you can get yourself into a coiled up position and actually become more efficient deficit deadlifting than normal deadlifting. What it actually does is it helps reinforce the bottom position to improve your lockout. You'll notice in deficit deadlifts, when you struggle from the knee up because you start to lose integrity from the position off the ground. If you can perfect your position off the ground in a deficit deadlift, that's going to carry through to your traditional deadlift and your lockouts will become much stronger for that. I would only program this in off season because if you start changing the height to a height that you're not going to compete at, you can start to get confused in terms of your motor patterns and you can actually become less efficient at both the standard deadlift and deficit deadlift by trying to do both at the same time. Wow, that's hard. This is just super, super raw, low back power, sort of a just low back isolation movement, really. And the discrepancy between what you could do on a back extension and what you can do on a deadlift, the further that is apart, the more upright you have to be. So if this matched your deadlift, you could just have your back parallel to the ground, just boom, boom, no problems. Building that low back power, particularly for things like partial pulls, is going to be hugely useful. You think we were doing 900-pound partial pulls for reps, 18 inches, and I'm struggling doing 315 for sets of 5. So definitely exposing a weakness and building some low back resilience here as well. Same benefits as a normal back extension, just when you're guys like us, you can't do a bodyweight back extension or a dumbbell back extension and hope to get any sort of substantial muscular return. So add the barbell in, add a bit more weight, and see how it goes. If you guys like it, go ahead and do it. Tag me in it. Let me know how it feels. That's hard. my general rule for people, if it's exercise related noise, go for your life. Like if you actually let out air loud or whatever, fine. Or you dropped the weight because it was heavy, fine. There's welcome space for everyone, but oh, in context, we're in a commercial gym. If we were in a strength gym, fucking bark for your life. But in a commercial gym, like, you've got grandmas and moms here. Let's make sure they feel comfortable, they feel welcome. Their exercise is more important than yours or mine or really anyone else, because their consequence of not exercising is much, much higher, and shit like that makes them not want to be here. So please don't bark. Please don't make sex noises while you're training. Work hard, do your thing, but try and just take her easy.
Rule of thumb for stance width when setting up a Bulgarian split squat.
I don't think much about it, to be honest.
No. Is there a big difference between? Like there will be, but.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get a different stretch, but the biggest thing is that all the pressure has to be in your front foot. So if you notice that your heel is hitting your butt, or there's too much tension in your hip, that's really the only two variables. Otherwise, everything just has to go onto that front foot. Back foot's just there for a bit of support. Important to note, though, that this is really useful to do off season. Works your hips much more than any dual leg movement. It transfers over really well. But you only want to do that in the off season, because I could do this exercise with a 400-pound barbell. I'd be confident to say I could do that. But movement quality wouldn't be what I would want it to be. It would just be using whatever muscle you could just to grunt it up. Where this, I'm focusing a lot more on my foot stability and my balance on one foot. Therefore, I'm going to build much better motor patterns, much better stability moving forward. And then we'll be able to translate that into much more productive exercise when we go back into prep. So that is a little off-season hinge work, single leg work. Gonna do a little bit more here, but that's everything of interest. The announcement. One thing I'm gonna do into Arnold's and Worlds next year is I'm gonna revamp what I do. And I think at a certain level, strongman was a great passion of mine. Now, as #1 in the world, I think it's really time to just, maybe the literature doesn't support everything. Maybe on average it might be neutral, but just do everything I can to invest into the best possible outcome. So next YouTube series, going into the Arnolds and into Worlds, we're gonna call it No Stone Unturned. And we're gonna go through each element of my preparation for the Arnolds and for Worlds. And we're gonna talk about exactly what I'm doing, how I'm using it. I'm gonna do things like regular IVs, things like regular massage for recovery, show you what actual active recovery means to me, show you the diet, show you sleep and everything I'm doing to sleep well. Everything that I'm going to use to retain my title as the world's strongest man, because there are a lot of people in shape and a lot of people coming for it. And if I win it or lose it, I just want to be able to look myself in the mirror and say that I did everything I could. Someone else executed better, turned out better, whatever it is. So let me know, what kind of things would you want in the series? No Stone Unturned. Pop in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That is a wrap on 2023 competitions. Incredible year. I didn't think it could get better from last year, but I think we ended up with 7 podiums, 4 victories, 3 biggest shows of the year. a second at the 4th biggest show of the year. So really, really grateful, really lucky to be able to do that. And I always say lucky because luck is the genetics and the recovery and the mentality. It's not lucky that you won, because of course you have to work hard to win, but you have to be lucky to be even in the realm of possibility to win. So remember, it's always about you making the most out of yourself, you making the most out of your genetic potential. Continue pushing yourself to the limit, and that is what you should be proud of. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Merch link in the bio. These guys out of stock, coming back soon. Join the email list, which will pop in the bio as well, if you want to be notified when these are back in stock. But we do have our new sweaters out. We've got all our shirts back in stock. We have our shorts, lots of new stuff coming. So happy fall to those in the Northern Hemisphere, and happy spring to those in the Southern Hemisphere. We will catch you very soon. As per usual, lift heavy, be kind, and we'll catch you next time.